Hello, hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I was just finishing up dinner there.
We're
I
at
kind
this
of
little farm. We killed a few enemy scouts, and it's quiet. The shuttle gets called away for support, so I'm there for the night. The humans get me dinner and show me around. One of them, this freckled farm girl, maybe 15. She wants to hear all about what it's like to be a commando.
You were probably the most exciting thing ever to land at her farm.
Yeah. She's saying she wants to be a pilot, and I say that life on a ship is grimy. And she asks if I'd like to use their shower.
Going by my records, you'd been on active duty for more than 3 weeks. Probably no real chance to get clean in all that time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that was a bit interesting. I apologize for that. So where was I? I forgot to do some of my checklist stuff, so I apologize if, or please excuse me rather, if anything anything suspicious pops up on my main screen. But I think I did most of the checks that I wanted to do, so yeah, welcome everyone. Let's get straight back into Mass Effect 3. So from what I remember, we went to the... Crap, I forgot what this place was called. The Citadel, to request help from the Council, because we kind of got screwed. And there was something I was supposed to do here, so I spoke to Aiden, well, I went and saw Caden, not Aiden, in the med bay. And after that, I don't remember what I was supposed to do. I think I'll just go to the next area. And also, welcome Andre. How are you today? I think it's afternoon for you, so good afternoon. Thanks for stopping by, man. And also, welcome Sadia. Thanks for stopping by, man. How have you been? I watched some of your Judgment. Is that what the game's called? Stream earlier today for me, I guess, and yesterday for you. It seems like a pretty interesting game. Did you manage to finish it in the end? My name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite stream on Twitch TV.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
I'm good. Tired. That's good to hear.
Areas tagged of
Well, if you
interest
look
are
at
highlighted
the
on
top,
elevator menu.
I've got a little clock up there now, just like in my drawing streams.
If you have a question, please consult an Avena terminal for assistance.
I'm finished now. Andre doesn't have to worry about spoilers. Nice.
One moment, please.
Mr. Lawyer.
Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
Yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster. Eating some ice cream. How have you been? I've been pretty good. I had hot dogs for dinner today. Some pasta as well. And I guess for dessert I had some kind of shortcake. I'm not too sure what it was. I can upload some photos later. And nice, congratulations on finishing that. It seemed like it was a very long ride. Alright, let's get into this.
Spoke about this already. I told you about his mission and...
Is there a map? Yes, there is. So I've got to go to 2. So just up here and to the right. I'm also using my old headset to stream right now, so it's a bit weird. I can actually hear myself talk.
Commander, Councillor Udina said you'd be coming. If you'll follow me, the council is already in session.
Counselor, the Reapers are in our space as well. Earth is no more or less important than any Council homeworld.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
How do you know this is the brunt?
New Reaper fronts are opening up everywhere.
The reports are accurate. Earth was attacked. A full-scale invasion. And it's just the beginning. We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Earth may be suffering, but our worlds are falling too. The Turians have lost Tatris.
We must fight this enemy together.
Need I remind you that the last time we fought the Reapers, Shepard sacrificed the Council to protect human interests?
True, but in the end we survived because we followed Shepard's lead.
And what if that's not enough this time?
The reports are dire. If we throw everything we have at the Reapers on Earth and lose, what then?
I don't expect you to follow me without a plan.
Counselors, we have that plan. A blueprint, created by the Protheans during their war with the Reapers.
Prothean? What is it exactly?
We're still piecing it together. But it appears to be a weapon of some sort.
And this is capable of destroying the Reapers?
So it would seem.
It's immense and intricate.
This is a fool's errand. The Protheans were wiped out by the Reapers. Clearly, the weapon is flawed.
It was incomplete. There was a missing component, here. Something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you believe in this, Shepard? After what you've seen of the Reapers?
I mean, do you have a better plan? Like, what do you plan on doing? Just, hiding somewhere? And damn, that's a huge game. You're gonna be going for that 100% completion? Will you become a Judgment streamer?
It sure as hell beats standing around and arguing about it. And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this. We need to stand together. Now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The Council cannot give Earth the military support it needs. Our own planets must come first.
The Solarian Union is convening a summit amongst our species. If we can secure our own borders, we may be able to aid you.
Our fleets are also engaged. Honesty is all I can offer, Commander. I will not make a promise of rescue that I cannot keep.
Shepard, meet me in my office.
I hope that's an offer of support. I'll be digging up what I can on this Prothean device, Shepard.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard. We may have a spot in the Council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
How can they be so blind?
Commander, I can't give you what you're asking for, but I can tell you how to get it.
I'm listening.
Palaven's Primarch Fedorian is the one that called the War Summit. He's your kind of man, open to extreme solutions. Trouble is, he didn't get out of Palaven's system when the Reapers attacked. We don't know if he's alive. He's essential to the summit. If the Normandy could extract him without being detected...
Alright. Favors for favors. I'm guessing the game's gonna be getting the Council to help. One representative at a time.
The Reapers are tearing us apart and you want to make a deal?
I'm trying to help you, Commander. The Summit leaders set our war strategy, and this Council is beholden to their decision. Save the Primarch, gain an ally. One with the power to grant you what you're looking for.
While the Reapers ravage Earth.
Your counselor was right. We need to work together. This is the best way to get that. Our intel says Primarch Fedorian is on Palaven's largest moon. Get in and out undetected, and he'll take care of the rest. Good luck, Commander. You're gonna need it. There is one other thing. The Council has agreed to reinstate your Spectre status. And there are certain resources that will be made available to you. Good luck.
Well, that went well.
It's a start. I'll talk to the others in the meantime. See if we can support this summit. Move things along.
Thanks.
Yippee. I'm a Spectre again. I'm sure there are a lot of humans that wouldn't like that. Anti-Cerberus humans. Well, as I mentioned before, Judgment looked like it looked like a roller coaster. I don't know what of, but there was a lot going on there, man.
The Council. All I can think is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. I've always loathed that phrase, fatalism. Not what men and women should aspire to. If we don't figure out something, maybe later will be an epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion.
I know what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do?
Humanity is as feared as we are loved. Hopefully that works in our favor now. I'll try to get financial aid from as many worlds as I can. Maybe manpower, a few armed ships. I'll institute a draft in our colonies and order all civilian ships armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
Alright, let's see what information we can dig up here. That would involve eating every menu item at every restaurant, getting every girlfriend, doing all drone races, making every drone part, completing every investigation side case, and a lot of grinding for my stats. That sounds a lot more intense in real life, honestly. That sounds like a commitment. You really will become like a Judgment streamer. It'll become your grind. I'm just gonna play Genshin next and chill. That sounds pretty chill. I hope you enjoy that, man. Just some time off. This sounds like fun as someone who completed Yakuza's except like a dragon. I was about to say you're a different breed, Andre. Sato took the words right out of my mouth.
Any news from Earth?
There is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites in the old nuclear missile silos, along with everything else that could help. We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
Cannot deny. Don't worry, Andre, you're not alone there.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Counselor Irissa is not like her predecessor. She is colder. If she has her hand on your throat, she will squeeze. Eschil, there you might find some traction. Practical, she might make Machiavelli turn pale, but that's a Delatras for you. Frankly, it's good Quentius spoke with you. His home world is in the most trouble, and he's looking for a way out. That speaks opportunity.
Okay. I'm guessing we'll help the Saurians?
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others block you like this?
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history. But today, you saw how little that is. Rest assured, I will not be counted out long. I know I can move mountains. Do not lose sight of that, because the task before us is moving planets.
Alright, buddy. I wish you all the best in moving those planets.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out, of course, but the part that gets me is Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis. I required a second VI just to track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose Garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
Okay, that's everything there. I'll go back to here and...
You're a Citadel Council.
With Parliament destroyed, rest assured, I will not...
Okay,
I
never
know
mind.
I can move
Oh,
mountains.
there we go.
Do not lose sight of that.
Get some
the task
results.
before us is moving planets.
Anderson would be proud, so long as you deliver. You think you can do that?
You need a carrot or a stick to drive a mule, and humanity has neither right now. Our armada is tied down fighting or fleeing, and with Earth's comm buoys gone, our economy is reduced to an IOU. But leave that part to me. I will lean on our colonies for all they're worth, and I can broker enough trade to repair and resupply Hackett's fleet.
Yeah, milk everyone dry. You got this.
I should go.
I'll be here.
Alright. Fall of Tatris. Let's see what we got in here. Let's have a look at my journal. My brain didn't even like soak in most of that. Well, all I gotta say is the more I watch of like the Yakuza games, the less I want to get involved with them, to be honest. I still want to play them. They just seem very needy of my time. Of everyone's time, I should say. They do look like a lot of fun though. Alright, let's see who I can talk to. Let's see what James has to say. He's in 4. So that'll be the elevator. I should have paid attention to which way I was facing. Go over here. I think it was this way. Oh, you can actually sprint. That's nice to know. Hi, James.
Hey, Commander. Liara told me the Council's not interested in helping us.
Something like that.
Why would they? Look at this place. There's no war here. People are whispering about it. They're talking about it, but they don't really believe it.
Well, thank you for the resub, Kelvin. Why are you still here? I don't know, but I'm glad you're still here. Thanks for stopping by, man. I hope you've been having a great night so far. How have you been today?
I take it this is your first time here, with the elite of the galaxy?
I've been to the Citadel, but never up here on the Presidium. It's not right. It looks pretty, calm and peaceful. But it's not right. It's all just an illusion.
It was peaceful. Once.
But was it? Really? I mean, when push comes to shove, they're just gonna turtle up. Hope it don't hit them too, right? They'd rather believe in this than face the truth.
I mean, whatever helps them sleep at night. I'm not going to judge them, really.
They're in for a rude awakening. Every species will fall, one by one, if they don't work with us.
No shit. Can't believe it's even up for debate.
So, you still want to go back to Earth?
Hell yeah, but...
Bud?
You were right. So was Anderson. We can't stop them alone. Besides, looks like you're gonna have your hands full convincing these pendejo politicians to help us. And I'm up for it. Whatever it takes.
Glad to hear it.
I'm gonna head down to some of the lower levels where they keep it real. You got some spare time? You should come and find me.
Maybe I'll do that.
Potty mouth, James. Excuse me. Alright, where to now?
According to the Council, these galaxy-wide attacks are part of a massive and organized invasion plan.
Gone to the hospital. We've seen Caden. Uh, I guess I'll just have a room around.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go back to the Normandy.
Welcome, Commander One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Alrighty, so I think we've got like 2 main quests. Why are these guys still here? I thought they were bad.
Ma'am, I can't say when we're deploying or where or why.
But you're on the Normandy, right? I saw it dock. It was last seen on Earth. Did Commander Shepard escape? He did, didn't he? So why would he be here unless he's seeing the Council?
Ma'am, I can't talk about that.
You don't have to. Commander Shepard.
What's going on here?
Commander, just who I was looking for. Diana Allers, Alliance News Network. I think we can help each other.
I don't have the greatest track record with reporters.
I know, and it hasn't exactly endeared you to a galactic audience, but that can change. I'm a military reporter with the show called Battle Space. We're carried on just about all Council planets. My producers want me embedded on a human ship, and I want that ship to be the Normandy.
Why would I want that?
Wars can be won or lost in the editing room, and this war needs to be won. I've got Alliance security clearance and operate without a crew. You get veto power over the segments I file. Can you handle an arrangement like that? Or do I keep looking?
Are getting called out for punching reporters? Yeah, not my proudest moment.
You're a reporter. I command a stealth ship. The two don't mix.
Well, I guess you'll have to win support on your own then.
Well, I guess I will. Alliance News Network. ANN. This makes me think of Anime News Network. Reporters did getting punch training. Yeah. I wonder if anything changes if she stays on board. Well, I guess that's something to find out in the future. Okay, this is really random. Am I getting like PTSD from punching that reporter? Just like all that regret. It keeps me up at night. Alright, that's the kid that got, that was on that ship that got shot down. There he is. I can't seem to sprint as well.
Liara, can I help you?
I've been forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I've been better. Well, I guess Shepard has some PTSD now.
Just shaking off some sleep.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Commander Shepard, I'm Comm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
Alright.
I need the Normandy functional. What exactly have you done to my ship?
We upgraded communications and removed most of the Cerberus tech, Commander.
Meaning?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line, quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Traynor has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, EDI.
Wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
EDI's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, ED, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how... attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give you a tour? I think you'll be impressed by the new upgrades. In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis. The shuttle bay contains an armory where you can modify your equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room. And there you are. Still the same ship as before, it just flies Alliance colors now. Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCom.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
I guess I'm going all in on the Renegade. And I understand about the voice thing.
The Council has been a pain in my ass from day one. I'm done with them.
Then what's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it. This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to back it up right now.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
You can count on it, sir.
It's not just me, it's everyone back on Earth. Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces have to hold out until we deal with the enemy.
I understand, Admiral.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
I have to say, the time frame for Mass Effect 3 seems pretty short. Like I guess the deadline for the overall quest. We've got Earth just being hammered right now, and we've got to, what, help a bunch of the council members build a weapon, pull together a fleet. Like, geez. Oh well, I like a challenge. Okay, I guess I can have a look at this. War assets. The people, weapons, armies, and fleets that you've accumulated are your war assets. The overall readiness of the galaxy determines how effectively these assets will perform in the final battle. Okay. Okay, it's one of those kind of games. We've got to build this up for the final battle. The system's alliance represents humanity's economic, political, and military reach throughout the galaxy. Its naval forces are led by Admiral Stephen Hackett. Okay. Wow, there's quite a bit to read through here. Well, I guess make yourselves comfortable. Let's have a read through all of these. The Alliance Engineering Corps cuts roads through mountains and builds bases on asteroids, while the bulk of the AEC, Alliance Engineering Corps, has active wartime duties. Their brightest are helping build a device of Prothean origin recovered on Mars. Due to the staggering amount of raw materials required, the AEC has been given unprecedented emergency funding for any Alliance resources that will not interfere with the deployment of troops. The old saying, every Marine is a rifleman, still holds true in the Alliance. Every Marine enlistee, from clerk to sniper, goes through a period of infantry training. As a result, the 103rd Marine Division is Earth's largest collection of Special Forces soldiers. Officers from notable battles, such as the Skylian Blitz and the First Contact War, run harsh training exercises in a variety of environments, insisting the Marines be prepared to storm any beach on any planet. This training has been useful in the Reaper War, as the 103rd can be fighting in an Arctic desert one week, crawling through the jungles the next. Okay. Admiral Mikhailovich. When the Reaper Cold Sovereign attacked the Citadel in 2183, Rear Admiral Boris Mikhailovich led the 63rd Scout Flotilla against it. The 63rd suffered the fewest losses of any Alliance flotilla during the Battle of the Citadel, while providing crucial support for the 5th Fleet's carriers and dreadnoughts. The Alliance promoted Mikhailovich from Rear Admiral to Admiral after the battle and tasked him with rebuilding and upgrading his ships. His combat experience with the Reapers has been invaluable in devising strategies against them. Okay, so this I think would have changed depending on my choices in the first game. The first fleet was stationed near the Sharon Relay when the Reapers invaded the Sol system. By the time Admiral Hackett issued order to retreat, its size, once the largest in the Alliance Navy, had been cut in half. Commanding Admiral Ines Lindholm made the painful decision to use a tenth of the fleet's remaining vessels as cover so the remainder could escape. Her gamble paid off as the First Fleet limped out of the relay to rally with the rest of the Alliance forces on the run. Third Fleet. Stationed at Arcturus, the Third Fleet is headed by Admiral Nitesh Singh. When the Reapers came for the station, Singh had already pulled his command ship, the SSV Logan, back to an ideal firing position for its mass accelerator cannons. The Dreadnought's guns managed to slow down a destroyer before it could demolish the Third Fleet, but Singh was forced to retreat in the face of overwhelming opposition from the Reapers. Fifth Fleet became famous across the galaxy after spearheading Alliance forces at the Battle of the Citadel. It was guarding Arcturus Station when the Reapers attacked. After a bloody and desperate battle, Admiral Hackett gave order to retreat, sacrificing the entirety of the Alliance Second Fleet to give the Third and Fifth the chance to escape. The Fifth Fleet's engineers are busy repairing its damaged vessels, grimly anticipating a return to Earth and revenge against the Reapers. Okay. So we've got the Normandy SR2. This is the Cerberus one. There we go. When the original SSV Normandy was destroyed, Cerberus rebuilt the ship from stolen Alliance plans. Dubbed the SR2, the Alliance took the new Normandy apart and refitted some of its systems with new technology of its own. As a result, the SR2 Normandy is the highest performing frigate in the entire Alliance Navy and possibly the fastest ship in its class. The Normandy is commanded by Shepard, an Alliance officer and humanity's first Spectre. Still a Spectre now. Or just reinstated, actually. Would be embarrassing if I was reading this whole thing muted. Luckily I'm not. To bolster the Normandy's firepower, Commander Shepard installed a Thanix magnetic hydrodynamic cannon on the ship's undercarriage. Based on Reaper technology, the powerful weapon fires molten metal accelerated to a fraction of the speed of light. Oh, this is from previous game. Nice. Before taking on the Collectors, Commander Shepard reinforced the Normandy's superstructure with Solaris armor. This protective layer of carbon nanotube sheeting can withstand temperatures that would instantly vaporize more conventional armor. And Normandy has been upgraded with cyclonic barrier technology, allowing the ship's mass effect field projectors to fire rapidly oscillating barriers that deflect rather than directly absorb kinetic shocks. Commander Shepard uncovered significant elemental deposits while scanning planets with the Normandy SR2. When the Alliance dry docked the Normandy, they seized all recovered elements. This material surplus has gone toward building the Prothean device discovered on Mars. Oh, nice. So I guess it was worthwhile getting all those materials in the second game. Spending those like countless hours shooting probes. Alrighty, where to now? I keep pressing tab to open the menu. Primarch Fedorian of the Turian hierarchy. Oh, it's Turians, not Saurians. I think it was Saurians then. Turian hierarchy has called a war summit that presents an opportunity for the Alliance to request help building the Crucible. Unfortunately, Fedorian was caught in the Reaper attack on Palaven. Rescue the Turian Primarch from Palaven's moon. My reading skills have gone downhill quite a bit. Let's save that before I forget. Okay, I don't know what this is. Is there a map here? Yes, there is. And it says where everyone is, it looks like. Oh, fish tank. Wonder if I have anything in there. Let's have a quick look. That goes to nowhere. Ooh. Little model Alliance ship. Alliance shuttle. I'm guessing they left that here. How nice of them.
I can't believe the Council won't help.
Come on, Sarah. If Thestia was lost and Earth hadn't been touched yet, you can be damn sure we'd be guarding our own borders.
Alright, okay. There's the bridge.
Commander, the Alliance has found a new Cerberus lab on Sanctum. Admiral Hackett would like you to investigate. Commander, come to check on your new recruit?
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
Get over it. I'll be nice.
Next time you need something, just ask. We're all in this together.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay, yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay. Was there anything else?
Bloody bougie toothbrush. Yeah, I ain't touching that.
How'd you end up in the military anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
Very nervous there.
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush. We've got bigger problems right now.
Oh, believe me. Seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
Oh.
You worked in Alliance R&D?
Yes. You'd think quantum entanglement would make communication easy, but imagine incorporating multiple incoming sources and then networking them with extrapolations of time-lag data to construct a coherent situation GUI. It's an exciting challenge. For me, anyway.
That's right. I can feel your excitement.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. If they stayed in London, I imagine they'd be dead right now.
Oh, don't talk like that.
A lot of people back on Earth are still alive, and counting on us.
Quite true, Commander.
And thank you for the hydration dream, Andre. My, mouth is getting parched. Thank you.
Carry on, Specialist.
No fancy drinks today, just plain water. Hydrogen dioxide. Who's this guy? Okay, I can't talk to him. Or he doesn't want to talk. Fair enough. It's very fancy looking. Hopefully the lower frame rate doesn't give anyone motion sickness. I figured for a game like this, it might be better to just focus on like picture quality rather than like FPS.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They've spent years denying the threat. You think they'd be prepared now?
I was kind of hoping that maybe they were planning in secret and just not telling you about it because, you know, Cerberus. Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them, you know, for old time's sake.
Oh my god. I remember seeing a YouTube video of something like that. Damn, I wish I did that.
Commander? Commander?
Joker. Oh, Edie's not here anymore. Oh. Okay, let's. What's over here? That's the airlock. Let's not go over there. I'll save that for a special occasion. Is there anyone else here? Okay, we've got the galaxy map here. We've spoken to Trainer. War room, vidcom. I guess, yeah. Let's go up and down this elevator.
Message at your private terminal.
Okay. Check my messages. There are some messages here. From Alliance Command, Commander, Cerberus has attacked Eden Prime and is now occupying the colony. Alliance forces are stretched too thin right now to attempt to liberate the colony, but we've been doing what we can to covertly aid the local resistance. In the process, we've learned that Cerberus has uncovered a major Prothean artifact. We don't know what it is, but it appears to be the reason for the attack on the colony. We need you to infiltrate the colony to recover the artifact. Oh, that was what we did before, wasn't it? You have an upgrade waiting, dear Commander Shepard, from Glyph. Some of the data you found allowed me to research an upgrade for you. Simply access the terminal in Dr. Tassoni's office at your convenience, and you may choose how and when to implement it. Have a pleasant day, Glyph. Welcome back gift from Edie. Oh, how nice of her. Or how nice of it. While we were in dry dock, Joker suggested that a small welcoming gift would be appropriate to have on hand. Should you be reinstated as commanding officer, the ship does not have the capacity to accommodate the dancers. That's also danger. He suggested I chose something from the official Systems Alliance catalog. Soldiers who have held an N7 designation for 5 years or more are entitled to a commemorative hooded jacket. It's always a hoodie for wear on off-duty hours. You'll find it among the selection of casual clothing in your cabin. Okay, I guess I'll give my cabin a visit. See what we've got there. See what goodies there are. From Anime News Network Information Partners by Rucius Aurelius. I'll just say Aurelius. ANN contributor. Citadel, where's the Quarian fleet? The latest intelligence shows that Reapers are taking system after system at a feverish pace. Members of all races are fleeing their stations, colonies, and in some cases their homeworlds. This kind of forced exodus might seem especially familiar to the nomadic Quarians, who were pushed off their homeworld by the synthetic Geth centuries ago. But as the galaxies push back against the Reapers, the Quarians are conspicuously absent. My god. Turian and Alliance spokespeople cannot provide the fleet's current location. They say they have other concerns at the moment. Whatever the Quarians are up to, they want it kept secret from the Council. After a refueling stop at Ilium, the fleet left no stated designation. And there are also reports that's not good to do. Starting a sentence with and there are also reports of a galaxy-wide call for all young adult Quarians to abandon their pilgrimages to rejoin the fleet. Excuse me. Okay. Greedy and short-sighted powers will always try to gain the upper hand in times of galactic crisis. We can only hope that whatever the Quarians are planning does not interfere with the only thing that should matter, stopping the Reapers. Read Rucius Aurelius Riley's regular column, View of the Empire, exclusively on Anime News Network. K9, oh my god. Subject, my dog. Commander Shepard. I was a contractor working on the Normandy's haptic interface when it was in dry dock. Your VI, Edie, emailed me to let me know I left my dog mech on board. I'm all the way out in Terra Nova now and would hate for you to go a million clicks out of your way to drop off my dog. Please just take care of her. She likes exploring, sniffing chemical trails, and 750 volt outlets. Thank you, and sorry for the trouble. I promise she won't be too much of a headache. Andrea Brown. Emergency flash traffic urgent from Alliance Fleet Operations //X1A.34. All Alliance military personnel. This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Hackett has declared threat condition Saber 1. I don't have no idea what that means. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol System. Earth under Reaper attack. All Alliance military personnel are directed to evacuate Sol system at first available opportunity. Do not attempt approach. Do not attempt Earth approach. Heavy enemy resistance reported. Repeat. Do not attempt Earth approach. Further instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. Earth-based Alliance personnel unable to evacuate are directed to commence any and all necessary countermeasures. All remaining Alliance personnel outside Sol Theater are directed to muster at pre-appointed staging areas and commence offensive combat operations at first available opportunity. In absence of further instruction, independent action is authorized. Reinstatement from Stephen Hackett, Commander Shepard. This letter formally acknowledges your reinstatement into the Alliance Navy per Admiral David Anderson's recent verbal communication. Under Emergency War Powers Reg, I'm not too sure what that is, 903.5, you are hereby authorized to assume command of the Normandy SR-2. You are directed to begin the interdiction operations against any and all enemies posing a threat to Earth, its colonies, and its allies. Furthermore, you are granted diplomatic authority to establish treaties with non-human races as required to support your mission. Sincerely, Admiral Stephen Hackett. Okay, Special Ops. From Stephen Hackett, Shepard, Alliance forces are stretched thin across the galaxy. We need your specific talents for a series of ops. These missions will open doors for the Alliance in places we can't touch through conventional means. We'll deploy operatives to hold point after you've completed your objectives. I need you to head to a Cerberus lab on the planet Sanctum. I'll brief you when you're inbound. Hackett. Yeah, that was quite a bit. Where to first? I guess Captain's cabin. Let's change my attire, and all the fish are gone, of course. I'll need to do something about that. Squad abilities and change appearances. Okay. Let's give him this one. There's some nice outfits. That one's pretty cool. Okay. And over here, I'm guessing, is where I do my outfit. Yeah, it's some interesting music. Cerberus Ajax armor. Oh, they actually give you some nice stats. I'll go with the health boost. I'm guessing this was the hoodie. I'll wear it. I'll just go with no helmet. It might make it a bit easier to spot him. I guess shield regen would be very nice just because playing on hardcore. I don't really melee all that much, so let's just stay off N7. Nothing there. Material. I don't know what these materials are. That one's very shiny. Let's get a better angle. I'll just stay with the basic one. Okay, pattern color. What color should I make it? Well, red is pretty nice. That orange looks a bit more like brown. Purple looks alright. But blue also looks pretty cool. I'll go with orange on the arm at the very least. And maybe I'll just stick with that. Yeah, I'll stick with black. And tint 2. Maybe we'll make that blue. Yeah. I'll make that orange too. Wait, where are the lights? I'll make the lights blue. There we go. Let's get out of here. Okay, who do we talk to next? I guess I'll go to the crew deck. We've got Liara and Dr. Shackwells. Liara's in 1, so that way into the left. This is a little bit...
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. Tassoni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone, 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office. It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Alright.
I was hoping this new council would be a little more helpful than the last one.
The meeting was less than ideal.
I'm shocked.
At least the council can't deny the Reapers exist. But I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which portion of the galaxy to save.
Wow. Becoming the big info brokers turned you into a real cynic, Liara. I like it.
I'm flattered. I think.
Well, let's chat, I guess.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
That's fair enough. I'm guessing they didn't finish it, but I'll just ask.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
A super huge EMP.
We can figure out what it does later. Our priority's getting it built.
Just give me some warning before you flip the switch. People were finally starting to listen before the Reapers came. If we'd had a little more time, maybe Earth wouldn't. I'm sorry. I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
That was nice of her.
There's still a lot of people alive down there. I have to remember that.
You will. It's the war we warned everyone about for years. And if I know you, Shepard, you'll make them proud.
Damn straight. Okay. Wonder what this... Oh. Armor mod kit. Okay. Ammo would be very nice. I'll go for that. Don't really need to upgrade my shields. Wait, how much does it cost? It doesn't seem to say. Oh. Huh? That is a very strange screen.
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
Okay, nice. Message from operative Farron to the broker. I made contact with Tazik yesterday. The look in his face was priceless. He's not happy you put me in charge of scaling the terminus systems, but he is doing a good job of keeping us alive. I've never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of the device's materials for long. If things get worse, some of the older operatives think we should just cut our losses now. But I keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Farron. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. That would be a little bit inconvenient. So notes, Prothean notes 2171 to 2185. Glyph, remind me to clean up these old notes. Perhaps reviewing them will lead to something useful for Prothean device. Liara. The University of Ceres agreed to sponsor me at the Prothean dig on Syrup. Very exciting. Professor Hennel is heading the expedition herself. Maybe I can even ask her for her opinion on my thesis outline. Attachment, thesis on Prothean first contact protocols. 2174. I believe Dr. Josh Horn was right to suggest that the Prothean artifacts we unearthed are from the Third Age and not the Fourth. What an embarrassing mistake. At least he seemed to approve of the rest of the paper. Attachment, paper on a comparison of Prothean technology to modern Azari circuit logic. 2183, Part 1. I'm going to the Therum expedition. I never thought I'd gain permission to visit Prothean ruins there, but the University of Ceres must have secured the funding after all. Now to pack. Attachment, paper on the end of the Prothean Empire. 2183, Part 2. Goddess, this human shepherd has a key to comprehending the Protheans on an instinctual, subconscious level. If only I could have been there when Commander touched the beacon on Eden Prime. I'll try to learn more about the cipher on board the Normandy. The involvement of the Reapers is troubling to say the least. Attachment, paper on the end of the Prothean Empire, with correction notes. 2185, there's a little bit of time between that, so like 2 years. I reviewed old Shadow Brokers footage of the Collectors. It's chilling to know that they're the Protheans' husks. At least nothing sentient could possibly remain after what the Reapers did to them. Attachment, paper on Prothean biology.
Hello again,
That
Shepard.
is, that's very bright.
How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little. We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
Okay.
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship, impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus' ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
Appropriate distraction?
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial. My network of agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
Yeah, I guess so.
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars?
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
Alright.
Please, enjoy your day.
Well, thank you, you too. Alright, let's talk to Sharkwaz. Medbay. Ah, the place she usually is at. I guess I better bring a drink next time as well. Huh. Okay, you can reassign powers here. Reassign power bonuses.
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Why?
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
Yes, better safe than sorry.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. Your system is still detecting the implants as foreign bodies. There's no health risk, but your scars are having trouble healing. I recommend reducing stress levels. Be compassionate.
I'm giving everything I got, Doc.
I'm just saying, a little more optimism and a little less realism could help, Commander. Anyway, it's just a cosmetic issue. Nothing to worry about. That's it. You're the picture of health.
Well, if it's just cosmetic, I'll do what I can.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship. We used them to defeat the Collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
I like Dr. Sharkwaz.
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
Oh, that was really sweet.
I'll see you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
Okie dokie. I guess there's nothing else that's too interesting here. Maybe the observation deck. Let's have a look. It was a little bit empty without anyone here. It's a little bit sad. I guess we might run into some familiar faces. Maybe make some new friends as well. Hello. Hello, people I can't talk to. Okay. So I'm at the crew deck. Let's go to engineering and see who I can find. We've got Engineer Adams in Area 1, so just right behind here. Not here. I think through here. What's up, Adams?
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
I was put in charge of the drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR-2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chalk was contacting me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
I'm honestly glad he brought that up. He didn't need to.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
That's fair enough. This is making it really hard for me to go renegade.
Your Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
Carry on.
Is your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR-1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been completely overhauled. The SR-2 might be nearly twice the size, but the new drive core is 3 times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed you upgraded the kinetic barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Hopefully that means fewer vaporized engineers?
The IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means?
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, the Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
Yippee.
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts. And then there were the problems that kept fixing themselves. If I hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done. But Joker seemed to trust her, and in time I saw her advantages. Even grew to like her.
Man. I like how he hides his fingers like this. Something's gone on there. Alright, carry on, buddy.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, sir.
Alright, lastly, what remains? Shuttle Bay. Oh, there's a dog. James Lieutenant Cortez. I'm guessing you're Cortez. Oh, I can upgrade my weapons here. Sweet. I think I'll just leave this alone for now. I can't really add any more weight, unfortunately. Where is James? I'll just talk to Cortez first.
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Good work, Lieutenant. What have you got?
Dios! Straight to business without even a hello? You two need to chill out.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Alliance procurement chains are in chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
When I network to a new store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. From my experience, it made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo!
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
Hey, welcome Retro. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, I don't really have a good track record with reporters, so I just left her there. She said something about making a story for myself or something. Handling relations on my own.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident. It practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them?
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
Fancy. Sounds very well skilled. And also I hope you've been having a great day so far. I haven't really done much in Mass Effect 3 just yet. I've just been like reading through the inboxes, or reading through the messages in the inbox, unread messages I should say, and just talking to everyone really. I didn't really talk to many people on the Citadel, just that reporter, but yeah, I didn't really want her to be around, and I do want to talk to that dog afterwards. Looks very cute. She's annoying. You didn't lose much by leaving her, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured that she'd be a bit. I don't know how to put it nicely.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small ESO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
Damn.
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded ESO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
Okay.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The Collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
Alright, fair enough.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, Commander.
Oh my god, he's so cute. I wonder what he's doing. He just kind of walks around and looks at stuff.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yeah. We're gonna rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You down here for a reason?
I don't need a reason.
It's my ship. I go where I want and talk to whoever I want.
Fair enough. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
My god. This guy's literally just like a walking mass of muscle. I wonder if there's like quick time events. I'm a bit curious.
I think I can handle it.
Are we actually gonna dance?
Okay, loco. Let's dance.
Don't push your luck, Vega. With age comes wisdom. And rank.
Ha! You sound like my old CO.
Oh yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader. Nice.
What do you mean, was?
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
Nope. But that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So? Maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks for the dance, loco.
No nicknames, Lieutenant. Okay?
Your ship, your rules. Your loss.
Okay, buddy.
Commander.
Maybe I shouldn't have done the Paragon options? Okay, it doesn't seem like it did anything. Just added reputation. Oh, I'm guessing they just pop up if you have enough points? Not too sure. Let me just check something. Okay, I think I'm good. Let me just add something here to the stream title. There we go. I think that should be good to go. Alright. Well, it was a interesting little sequence, I guess. guess he's a little bit more than a massive muscle. He does have feelings. And I think that's everyone I need to talk to, so let's head back to the Combat Information Center. And first up we have what on earth is this? I guess... Oh, Eden Prime is DLC, good for early game. Okay. Cerberus has discovered a Prothean artifact on Eden Prime, landed on planet to discover the artifact. To recover the artifact. I guess I'll do this one. Eden Prime. Let's save first. And let's see what the galaxy map has. Conquered systems, clusters already conquered by the Reapers can be accessed using the Normandy's stealth drive. Search these clusters for survivors, salvage, and valuable intel. Okay. Oh, I don't have to fly around anymore, thank goodness. I'm guessing that's the main quest, rescue True and Primarch, and then everything else is just... it pops up there. And thank you for the tip, Retro. I'll do anything that's like recommended. Search and rescue. The Normandy is equipped with new and improved scanning pulse that can detect objects of interest. Use this to recover war assets. Use this to uncover war assets, artifacts, intel, and fuel as you fly around a system. Be aware, however, that each time the pulse is used, the chance that Reapers will enter the system to investigate is increased. If a Reaper enters the system you are in, flee and wait until you have completed a mission before returning. Okay. Can I check? No, I can't. Okay. I wish it told you which like cluster it was in and everything. Like it did in the previous games. And I don't seem to have like any... fuel like the previous games. Let's have a look at this. I probably won't read these, but yeah, it looks like there's not really too much to do here. Maybe I can give that scanning a try.
I found something.
Okay. Wreckage of a fuel depot destroyed by enemy forces. Fuel can be salvaged from the debris. Recovered 200 units of fuel. Ah, it's already full. Eden Prime. That is a lot to read. I'll probably save a bit of time and not read these this time. And I'll just focus on like reading quest stuff. There we go. think that's good enough. Fitness. I think stealth. Wait, what was it? Tactical cloak, there it is. Upgrade cost 5. I don't think that's very useful. I like barely even melee. I'll go for this. Recharge speed. Fire 1 power while cloaked and remain hidden. Or increase sniper rifle damage by 40% while cloaked. I think I'll go for that one next. Alright, Liara, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of points you have. I'll just go for damage. Recharge speed. Incapacitate enemies by knocking them down. I think that would be a little bit more useful. Okay, Liara. Let's upgrade your pure biotic abilities. Boost biotic and defensive abilities. Increase health and shield by 10%. Increase recharge speed bonus by 20%. It's about the same. Increase recharge speed bonus of all powers by 40%. Increase health and shield bonuses by 20%. I think this one's a bit more useful. Increase weapon damage by 20% or increase power force and duration by 30%. I'll go with this. Increase recharge speed of all squad mate biotic powers by 10%, or increase recharge speed of Liara's singularity by 100%. I'll go with this one. And I'll just put 1 point in each one. Stop an enemy in its tracks with this powerful Mass Effect field, no effect on armored targets. Enemies eventually break out of stasis after taking major damage. That'd be very nice for some crowd control. Also, stasis just reminded me, is anyone here actually excited for Dead Space, the remake? I'm pretty stoked for that. Warp ammo. Blast vulnerable opponents already lifted by biotics for a damage bonus, and weaken the armor of grounded targets. More weapon damage, more damage to barriers and armor. Rip your enemy apart at molecular level, stop targeted enemy from regenerating health, weaken armor. Seems pretty nice too. I'll just upgrade this as much as I can. Increases hold duration by 20%, increases impact radius by 20%. This one is increase singularity's hold duration by 30%. Additional enemies can be listed before singularity fades. Impact radius increased by 25%. I'll probably go with this one. Okay, let's go.
Eden Prime. This is where it all began. Where the Prothean beacon gave you the vision that warned us about the Reapers.
And where you went up against Saren in the Geth for the first time, no?
Yes. And now with Cerberus here, Eden Prime's colonists are under attack again.
I remember Eden Prime.
Seems like more than just 3 years ago.
How bad?
A lot of dead civilians. Lost one of my men, Jenkins, to a Geth drone.
Reports said Saren had bombs set up to wipe out the whole colony.
You wanted the beacon. Dead Space is one of the 2 games I've bothered to platinum. Very nice. What's the other one, if you don't mind me asking? And also, yeah, what do you think of how Dead Space looks so far? Have you seen much on it? I saw like a gameplay video and it looks honestly the same as I remember, which is really good.
He was trying to cover up any evidence of the beacon. We stopped him.
And saved the colony too.
Cerberus hit Eden Prime hard. Whatever they found here was worth a major offensive. There are survivors elsewhere on the colony, but they killed everyone near the dig site.
Yep. On a Search Plus. Alright. Very nice. I still need to play Artanelico 1, well not 1, 2 and 3. As well as the, yeah. On a Search Plus.
We'll avenge the people of Eden Prime, but our first priority has to be whatever Cerberus has found.
Understood.
Do you have any idea what Cerberus found?
The Alliance didn't get any specifics about what Cerberus has uncovered. But whatever it is, it's better off with us than with Cerberus.
I'm bringing you in as close to the dig site as I can. No way we'll avoid detection, but you should have a few minutes.
Appreciate it.
All part of the service, Commander.
All right, everyone. Get ready to move.
With luck, we can get to the dig site before Cerberus knows we're here. No sign of survivors. Come on, we need to find the dig site.
This was a beautiful colony once.
They
Well,
came back after the Geth attack. They'll
actually
come
really
back for
familiar.
us.
The city on Earth where I grew up was hard and dirty. I can see it as a war zone. Eden Prime doesn't deserve this.
Nobody does. But they'll be stronger for it.
The frame rate's like 30, it's set to 30, but it seems like it's... the encoder's not really keeping up, and also... I haven't looked much into that remake, but I'll definitely play it. Nice. Yeah, I think I'll probably play it as well. Might not play it on stream, but yeah, I guess I'll see. Depends when I get around to playing it. If it's a bit later, then I might actually play it on stream. And oh my lord, it's free. How have you been? Well, thank you for stopping by. I actually don't remember who you are. And I haven't seen your... well, I don't actually remember seeing your name. Did you change it by any chance? Okay, this definitely doesn't seem very, familiar. There's some credits. Let's make sure the mouse is still okay. Okay, perfect. God, this is pretty eerie. Processing update. Well, we've taken more able-bodied men and women from pacified neighborhoods. The colonists generally have accepted the story that they have gone to perform tedious but safe manual labor in a Cerberus research camp on the other side of the planet. And when we increased food rations as payment for the work, most of the complaints died out. maintain the story as long as possible. We don't have the manpower to fight an entire colony. And if these families knew they were never going to see their sons and daughters again, there's no way they'd cooperate. Okay then.
Shepard, this Cerberus data could help the colonists still alive on other parts of Eden Prime.
How?
I can get this intel to Eden Prime's resistance. Maybe it will help them fight back against Cerberus.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too good. Alright, how do I change weapon again? Is it X? That's one of them. Okay then.
Understood.
Look at that. Bits of Prothean tech sticking out of the ground like an old bone.
Hey, Liara, you ever find dinosaurs while you're digging around?
No, dinosaurs and other fossils would be paleontology. I'm an archaeologist. I study artifacts left by sapient species. The two fields are completely different, and... you were joking.
Hey, I just like dinosaurs.
Alright. Dig site over there. Okay, I think I came from this way. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to be discovered back here. Let's move on.
There. That's the elevator that leads down into the dig site. Goddess, that doesn't seem possible. It's not a Prothean artifact, it's... a Prothean.
You mean a collector? Those things the Reapers turned the Protheans into?
No, an original unmodified Prothean who's still alive.
You're right. That doesn't sound possible.
You saw Prothean stasis chambers in the archives on Ilos. The only reason those failed was a lack of power. Cerberus found this in an underground bunker. It still has power. He's been in stasis for the past 50,000 years, waiting for us. Think of what we could learn.
Huh.
What can you tell me about the Protheans? The people, not the technology.
Given your experience with the Prothean cipher, you probably know as much about them as I do. The Prothean Empire spanned the known galaxy. They uplifted countless other species to help them join the galactic community.
Uplifted, huh? Like when the Solarians helped the Krogan to evolve a little... faster.
Yes. Judging by the dig sites like the Prothean Archive on Mars or here on Eden Prime, the Protheans wanted other species to learn. It's clear that they prize knowledge, growth, and cooperation with the rest of the galaxy.
Sounds a little bit too friendly.
They had an empire that spanned the entire galaxy. It's unlikely they did that just by playing nice.
Of course. They must have had an impressive military as well. Whatever the Protheans were, finding one alive represents an incredible opportunity.
I guess we open it first.
Whatever he is, he's better with us than with Cerberus. Open the pod.
Of course. Cerberus damaged the life pod when they excavated it. The life signs are unstable.
Then let's get him out of there.
No, breaking open the pod would kill him. We have to find the command signal that ends the stasis mode. We also need to figure out how to physically open the pod without doing more damage. Cerberus took over the labs nearby to research what they found at the dig site. That's likely our best bet.
Heads up!
Okay, I guess we're doing this. Got him. Okay, that actually really hurt. Jesus, man. I might just do use my cryo there. Where are they? Okay, right there.
All right. Let's get moving before more of them come back.
Okay, I guess I'll just have a look into these houses here, see if there's any ammo. I think there was one back there, but yeah. That's pretty exciting, actually finding a Prothean. I wonder if they look the same as the collectors. Troop deployment update. Local resistance is heavy in the south and west sections of the colony. We've pulled most of our troops from the north neighborhoods to assist. All remaining troops in the north neighborhood continue standard patrol activities to maintain the illusion of a large presence in that area. If the locals knew we were understaffed, they could do some serious damage.
More intel to help the colonists. The more we find, the better chance they'll have.
Alright, let's do it. Some nice equipment there. And I came in from that way, so... it's either that's a way forward or that's a way forward. Maybe I will walk into there, because it seems like it does just loop around. Random little alcove here. Nothing too exciting. Some ammunition. Thank God. Okay. Did not expect that. They're gonna poke their head out. Yeah, that's not good. What are these guys doing? They're just standing here.
Right away.
Affirmative.
Alright. Okay, let's do that. Let's not stand in front of the bloody turret. That's just right there. What if I can, like, hack this? There we go. Oh, got him. Can I do anything for you? No, I cannot. That is a random guy just standing there. Oh, melee. Okay then. Okay. There we go. That was incredibly messy. change gun. Ouch. Grab that equipment and... Okay, you... Where? Okay, there he is. I'm guessing this isn't a very good place to fight from, so they don't really know what to do. And I've managed to pick up some ammo, so let's do this. Okay, where's this last guy? Is he in here? No, his is over there. Chilling. Got him. Jeez, that was really messy. AI is really dumb in these games.
That
Yes, they
lab
are.
found footage of the Protheans. Cerberus is studying it to figure out how to physically open the pod.
Okay, so number 2. Lab number 2. I guess I'll have a look around for some Cerberus intel for the locals. And hopefully that'll help them. And maybe I can find some ammo too. I'm running really low. There we go. Resistance information update. We've gotten word from our source within Eden Prime's resistance movement that we can expect an attack on our security center between 2200 and 2300 tomorrow night. They're pulling in forces from across the colony. This gives us the perfect chance to destroy their leadership. Once the attack is contained, allow Dr. William Cambiata to escape. Firing near-miss shots to keep it realistic. He's given us good information, and with luck, the locals will see him as a daring hero and the only man to escape the Cerberus trap. They might even put him in charge. My god.
Perfect. This intel will give Eden Prime's resistance movement a real chance to push Cerberus out of their colony.
And yeah, evidently the AI is incredibly dumb in this game. Oh, I can climb up here. That actually would have been really nice. Had I known that before I engaged. Whoops. Can't jump down here. Can I jump down from here? No, I can't. Gotta do this properly. Okay, let's loop around here and see what else I can find. Let's pick this up
They were
first.
gunned down while having drinks and watching the game.
Son of a bitch, this was somebody's home.
Okay, sounds like they're over here. Actually, let's go on that rooftop and see if we can see them from up there. Nah, it doesn't seem like we can. Let's just do this. Gotcha. Okay. That is no longer friend. I'm going back here. What does that button do? And why are they running backwards? Yeah, the AI in this has really taken a hit. Okay. I'll go with this one. Damn it. The recoil. I think I forgot to unequip this weapon, so I am over encumbered. Oh, jeez. Maybe I can throw a sticky grenade? Let's go. I'll throw another grenade that way. And another one. Okay, maybe not. There we go. Oh, there's two of them. Oh my god. That guy's just like sleeping over there. I'll give him a hand with that. And lucky last grenade. There we go. Is there anyone else here? Doesn't look like it.
There. That lab found footage of the Protheans. Cerberus is studying it to find the stasis deactivation signal.
Oh, is it this lab? I'm guessing. Maybe the other one was safe to explore then? What's that purple stuff? Oh, right, that's alcohol in this universe. Turian alcohol, I think it was. Okay, let's have a look inside here. Okay then. The med kit here, that actually would be pretty useful.
How many have we lost?
Reaper forces have destroyed approximately 300,000 life pods.
Third
Alert! North side bulkhead cannot be sealed. Hostiles detected.
Then all forces to the north.
I think I can duplicate that to open the life pod.
You understood that?
You didn't?
No. All I saw was static. Cerberus was trying to make sense of it without success. The Prothean cipher you received on Pharaohs, it lets you see the images as a Prothean would and understand their language.
Whatever it does, I saw the video. And how they sealed the life pods.
Perfect. Then we just need the signal they use to activate stasis mode.
Okay. I guess we'll crack open that pod. And I'll just not have ammunition. That's a little bit worrying. God, this place is like a maze. Everything looks the same. I know I've been in there. I know I've been in here. There's people's house. They're watching a game. Let's open this up and see if there's anything here. It doesn't look like it. I believe that's where I came from, so... Okay, that was right. I went left before. And I've been through there. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm guessing this is like the last place I haven't been there. More alcohol. Alrighty. Any more intel over here? Doesn't look like it. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Whoops. Also didn't mean to do that.
I never thought our empire would fall. It won't. We will sleep here until the Reapers return to dark space. Then we will rise, 1,000,000 strong. For the Empire. For the Empire. Get to your stasis pod. Victory. Broadcast the stasis readiness signal to all life pods.
And the refugees who have yet to reach the bunker?
Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming Empire.
You understood that one too?
Yeah. I've got the signal the Protheans use to activate stasis mode.
Excellent. Then we have everything we need to open the pod.
Alrighty then. Let's get to it.
Backup forces are here.
Never mind. And that was the wrong weapon. And let's heal up. Oh crap. Just do this. Okay, Liara just flipping them up in the air. Random guys just like tumbling in the distance. Nice. Let's do this. And I'm just gonna change weapon. I keep pressing numbers to change weapon. I should probably use these too. Nice. Let's do something about this guy over here. Okay, he sorted himself out, I guess. There we go. Seems like that's not all of them. Who else is hiding out? Okay. Got him. Damn it. There's a lot of them. Yeah, let's change weapon. There we go. Alright, sweet. I assume there's more of them. Okay, just double checking to see if I missed anything here. Yeah, all good. Those are the guys watching TV. And yeah, that's everything. Okay, I guess I haven't been through here yet. Yeah, it looks like I can't, so oh well. And there's no ammunition left. That's a little bit disappointing.
They've retracted the bridge. We have to find another way across.
Lovely. I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to navigate a bunch of ladders. I feel like that would be the way across, but yeah, seems to not be the case. Oh wait, there's a ladder over there. They didn't really think that through. That was a very janky slide. Okay, let's get to that pod. Extra ammunition here. Some grenades there, nice. More ammunition. And I think that's everything. OMG, you're streaming. How are you? I'm doing alright, thank you for asking. How are you doing? Are you feeling better yet? Hopefully you're recovering and feeling better. Yep, much better. That's great to hear. Well, do you have much planned for the rest of the day, and how are you doing? And thank you so much for stopping by. I still gotta sleep a lot, but less pain. Okay. Well, sleep is always good, I say. Art stream later. Nice. Well, I hope it goes well. If I'm still awake, I might pop by and say hi. Otherwise, yeah, I'll probably just go straight to sleep after this. It is 1 AM. But yeah, I'm really glad to hear you feeling better. I'm just gonna wake this guy up.
I'm transmitting the signal.
Perfect. It'll take a few moments for the life pod to process it.
Great.
Lots of bogeys inbound, Commander. We'll have to hold this position.
Yeah, it'll be crazy late. No worries. This doesn't seem like very safe cover, but I'll take it. Okay, it's just... I don't know what he's doing. Damn it. There we go.
Here they come!
And yeah, I haven't really been streaming much lately just because of, like, yeah. Life commitments. But I'm hoping to get back into it steadily. Kill Cerberus, woo. Yeah, pretty much. They're pretty dodgy to say the least. Hope RL stuff goes well. Thank you. Same to you too. There's so many of them. And I'm out of ammo. I didn't even realize. Okay, that actually works really well. Why have I not been doing this?
Looks like we've got a second to catch our breath.
Wish my corner man was here. I could use an ice pack.
Oh my god.
Has the life pod ended stasis mode?
We're almost there.
If anybody's low, there's a Cerberus supply cache in the building next door.
I can lay down a singularity to block enemy access.
Okay.
Heavy
Please
mech,
do.
don't let it get close.
Easier said than done. Great. You know, I'm a little bit envious of them getting shot by like frosty bullets. It's scorching hot in here. I've got like 2 PCs running at like 80 degrees plus. I wonder if there's actually a weak point for this. There probably is, but I'm... too peanut-brained. These guys should freeze up soon. Or not. No AC? No AC. Not in this room at least. I've got a little fan. I've got a little fan but no power points to plug it into. That's a little bit worrying. It's getting a little bit too close. Let's revive you. Ow. Okay then. Summer be around the corner. Yeah, pretty much. Also, I'm surprised he's still awake, Elvin. Oh. Oh, thank God. It restarted here. Just finished watching a movie. Nice. What movie did you watch, if you don't mind me asking? Jesus. Yeah, maybe hardcore is a bit too hardcore for me. Please don't run around there. Gonna do that and throw that and that. Grenades is bouncing off of me. Ouch. Old movie I haven't watched in ages. Cinderella Story, the one of Hilary Duff. Okay, nice. Is there anything I can do to do more damage to this guy? They are damage sponges, indeed they are. That's not cool, man. Yeah, that guy's just been chilling back there. Ooh. Maybe I can shoot one of these off. I should have been doing that. There we go.
There. You can open the life pod now.
Well, thank you, James. He's got a really big head. Either that or his armor's too tight. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's wake this guy up.
There, you've got it. Got it. It may take him some time to fully regain consciousness. Be careful, he's confused. Remember, it's been 50,000 years for us, but for him, it's only been...
A few minutes!
No. The bunker is falling. There is no other option.
There are pods online! Those soldiers are still alive!
Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming Empire. Preparing neutron bombardment. Get to your life pod now.
Clarify.
Sensors are damaged. Automated reactivation is not an option. You'll remain in stasis until a new culture discovers this bunker. This may lead to a power shortage.
Do not shut off more pods. I need the few that are left.
Power needs will be triaged appropriately. You will be the voice of our people.
I will be more than that. How many others?
Just you. You can understand me?
Yes. Now that I have read your physiology, your nervous system, enough to understand your language.
So you were reading me, while I was seeing...
Our last moments. Our failure.
I feel a little bit violated.
I saw what happened to your people. I know you must be grieving. But they died 50,000 years ago. My people are dying right now.
Shepard, whatever you did got Cerberus interested.
Asari. Human. I'm surrounded by primitives.
It's not safe here. Will you join us?
You fight the Reapers?
Yes.
Then we will see.
A living Prothean.
That's correct, Admiral. But he's not quite what we expected.
Commander, our scientists barely understand what they need to do here. If the Prothean can help us construct this device, we need his cooperation.
Understood, Admiral.
We're losing colonies faster than we can evacuate. We've never seen a force like the Reapers.
He has, Admiral.
Can he help us?
I intend to find out.
Good. Cerberus slipped up and gave us a new weapon. Don't let it go to waste. Hack it out.
Shepard, I need you down in the port cargo hold. It's about our new guest.
I'm on my way.
I'm guessing he doesn't want to eat any of the food.
What's the problem?
I've tried to make the room more accommodating, but they're not letting me talk to him.
Apologies, Doctor. Contact protocol with a new species. Assume hostility. We had to dust off the regulations.
But he's not new. I've spent my life studying Protheans.
I think it'll be a good idea to be careful. He did just call us primitives.
We've never met one before. Nothing wrong with playing it safe. Should we be worried?
That depends on you. I can sense fear in you, anxiety and distress. The Reapers are winning.
What do you mean, you sense?
All life provides clues for those who can read them. It is in your cells, your DNA. Experience is a biological marker.
Then what exactly did I experience back on Eden Prime? That was a hell of a flashback.
The battle left its own mark on me. I communicated this to you. It can work both ways.
Like your beacons.
Yes. Which... You found one. You saw it all. Our destruction, our warnings. Why weren't they heeded? Why didn't you prepare for the Reapers, human?
It's Commander. And nobody could understand your warnings. The beacon nearly killed me.
Then communication is still primitive in this cycle.
We pieced together what we could, and used it to stop a Reaper invasion 3 years ago.
Then the extinction was delayed.
Now we have your plans for the device. We're going to build it.
Device?
The weapon your people were working on. I'd hoped you could tell us how to finish it.
We never finished it. It was too late.
Then I take it you don't know anything about the catalyst?
No. I was a soldier, not a scientist. Skilled in one art, killing.
What was your mission?
Among my people, there were avatars of many traits. Bravery, strength, cunning. A single exemplar for each.
Which are you?
The embodiment of vengeance. I am the anger of a dead people, demanding blood be spilled for the blood we lost. Only when the last Reaper has been destroyed will my purpose be fulfilled. I have no other reason to exist. Those who share my purpose become allies. Those who do not become casualties.
Yeah, his warning gave me epilepsy and also blew up. It wasn't very clear. They really should use, like, you know, words or something. Instead of flashing pictures.
Then I'd say you found an ally. The goal of this ship is to wipe the Reapers from existence.
But how far are you willing to go to achieve that goal? Lies are easy to detect, but you seem to be telling the truth, Commander. For now.
We found this at the dig site. I assume it belongs to you.
It is a memory shard.
Could it help us with the device?
No, it contains only pain. But I will help you fight. And the last thing the Reapers hear before they die will be the last voice of the Protheans, sending them to their grave.
If you don't mind, I have a few more questions I'd like to ask.
Here it comes.
I've written over a dozen studies on your species. I've published in several journals that...
Amusing. Asari have finally mastered writing.
I'm sorry?
Never mind. What do you wish to know?
Says the guy that leaves bloody epilepsy beacons around as messages and warnings. Jesus. The audacity. And USB sticks of pain.
We've never seen a species with this sensory ability you have.
It was common among my people, imparting experience through touch, the chemistry of life. Complicated ideas could be absorbed in seconds.
That sounds very useful.
We evolved as hunters. Reading 1,000 details in our environment ensured our survival.
Oh, okay then.
I'm beginning to understand the beacons a bit more.
Later, we developed technology to harness our ability. Information could be stored in certain objects through touch. Memory has its own biomarker, its own chemistry, as do knowledge and skills. The beacons could remember these things.
Things like Reaper invasions.
Yes, I can still sense the turmoil in you, witnessing the extinction of our empire. The fabric of your being was forever marked that day.
Okay, that actually makes sense. I guess it's similar to how people, like humans, process memories differently. Some people see like, well, some people like remember the feeling. Some people like, you know, remember how it looks. Some people just remember like words and text. Same with like how we think as well. Some people hear their own voice. Some people like just think.
So could you read something about this room?
Oh my god, he's actually doing it.
There was liquid, a form of incubation. The DNA of a Krogan who lived here. He was powerful, prone to violence.
I'm impressed. His name was Grunt.
And if he were my enemy, I would have given him a wide berth. There is great strength in his genes.
Well, Grunt was a pretty cool dude. Well, is a pretty cool dude.
Liara here would never forgive me if I didn't ask you. What was Prothean civilization like?
Yes, I've always wondered. What sort of government did you have, and can you tell me about your religious beliefs, or perhaps the...
We are dead now. What does it matter?
I'm sorry. Studying your history has been a lifelong passion of mine.
When I was born, our empire was already at war with the Reapers. The first thing I remember was seeing my planet on fire.
Okay then.
What was your civilization like before the Reaper attack?
We were the dominant race of our cycle. We ruled the galaxy.
My studies indicated you were the only race engaged in space travel at the time. I always found that curious.
We were one empire composed of many subjects. All eventually called themselves Prothean.
What if they didn't want to?
They weren't given a choice.
Oh jeez. I'm sorry I'm fangirling too hard. It's understandable. I'm not going to be too hard on her there.
Are you saying you enslaved the other species?
Any could oppose us if they wished, and if they had won, they would have ruled. Many tried, none succeeded.
I had no idea Protheans were so... severe.
It was by necessity. Very early we encountered the dangers posed by machine intelligence. They rebelled against us.
We've had the same problem. They're called Geth.
We could not allow the machines to surpass us. It was decided the only way to win was to unite all organic life within our empire.
Did it work?
For a time. The Metacon War. We were turning the tide. Until the Reapers arrived. Then we understood machines had surpassed us long ago, in ways we could never imagine.
Damn. So that got done by, well, the Metacons. God, that sounds so cool.
Back on Eden Prime, it looked like there were other stasis pods. What happened?
The Empire had fallen, and we knew our cycle was lost. We were the final vanguard, the best soldiers left alive.
So more of you were supposed to survive into this cycle?
Yes. Under my leadership, a new Prothean empire would have arisen. We would have commanded the races of your time to prepare for the next Reaper invasion. But traitors within our ranks, indoctrinated agents, betrayed us, and the Reapers discovered our plan.
What if it had worked?
Just out of curiosity, how would you have commanded us?
By leaving you no other option. You would have joined our army, or faced the Reapers alone.
We've uncovered quite a few Prothean ruins. Were you observing our ancestors?
Before the war, we cultivated species who showed potential. Eventually, you would have been offered a choice to join the Empire. But when the Reapers attacked, we ceased all study. We hoped they would see you as too primitive to harvest.
Well, thank you. I think.
Did I just do this one? I have a really bad I have a really bad memory. I'll go for this one first.
Is there anything more you can tell us about this device your people were trying to build?
We heard only stories. They said our scientists were constructing a great machine that had the power to defeat the Reapers.
You never saw it?
By that point, the Empire was smashed into pieces. None of us knew what the others were doing.
Well, if we don't finish it soon, the same will be true of us.
Alrighty then.
What can you tell us about your own war with the Reapers?
Many of the details were lost. The conflict lasted for centuries. Those that faced the Reapers in the beginning were long dead when I was born. There were memory shards, however, passed down from soldier to soldier. They gave us fragments of what happened.
Okay.
How did your people wage war against the Reapers?
Attrition. We fought them system by system, planet by planet, city by city. Entire worlds were sacrificed just to slow the Reapers down. Time they spent harvesting a population was time we could regroup.
That must have cost you in the long run.
Yes. Our own people would be indoctrinated, converted, then turned against us. But there was no choice. Mercy is not a weapon. It is a weakness.
Several years ago, we found a Prothean VI that called itself Vigil on the planet Ilos. He was the caretaker of a research project.
During my life, Ilos was only a rumor. It was said we had cities there, built on the ruins of a civilization before us, the Inusanon. If our scientists did have a research facility, whatever they were doing was secret.
Yes, Vigil said they wiped all traces of themselves from the records so the Reapers couldn't find them.
The scientists eventually went into cryogenic stasis.
More of my people survived?
No, but they did stop the Reapers from taking control of the Citadel in this cycle. It delayed their invasion.
I never saw the Citadel. It was captured long before I was born.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if I've done this one.
Back on Eden Prime, it looked like there were other stasis pods. What happened?
The Empire had fallen, and we knew our cycle was lost. We were the final vanguard, the best soldiers left alive.
So more of you were supposed to survive into this?
Yes. We would have betrayed.
Okay, I think that's everything, so...
Thank you for talking with me.
Okay.
I never imagined actually meeting a Prothean.
This has been amusing.
Oh?
To discover the most primitive races of my time now rule the galaxy. The Asari, the humans, the Turians.
There's also the Solarians.
The lizard people evolved?
I believe they're amphibian.
They used to eat flies. Commander, you may count on me. I am known as Javik, though I still need time to recover. The shock has not worn off yet.
I understand. This must be a hell of an experience for you. We're just glad to have you aboard, Javik.
Well, that's pretty cool. Didn't expect the artifact to be an actual... I'm having a brain fart here. Prothean.
So much has been lost. So much has changed. And yet the Reapers are still here.
What are these weird bathtubs? They used to like make snow angels or something? Don't touch that, that's pain. Alrighty, I guess I'll make my rounds and talk to everyone. Let's talk to Engineer Adams, I think is in Area 1. Sorry about that. Didn't actually check where Area 1 was. Here you are.
Nothing to report, Commander.
Okay. Actually, I'm kind of curious what's down here. I remember people being mad that this Prothean party member was put behind a DLC. Well, I'm glad they included the DLC in Legendary Edition. That's pretty nice. Is that a cockroach? Yeah, like thinking about it, that is pretty bad, honestly. Hello. Space hamster, oh my god. I'm glad I came down here. What is the difference between a hamster and a space hamster? From the looks of it, a space Syrian hamster. Is it bad? The first thing I thought of was like just ejecting it out of the airlock. Also, every time I see them in like cardboard tubes, I just think of like someone just blowing into one end and making like a foom noise. I guess I'll visit my space hamster. Hello there. No. That's a really small cage for a hamster. If it were me, I would probably put the hamster in here. What is this music? Jesus Christ. I might change the color. It's a little bit like, yeah. That is really red. Let's make that red too. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need some fish as well, so I can forget cleaning the tank and, yeah. Alright, I'll probably finish up at like 2 AM, so in about 15 minutes time. So let's talk to everyone first. Or maybe I can do another mission. Let's talk to Liara over here. Probably walk in the room, she's decked out in like Prothean merch.
The private messages terminal has new correspondence.
There was a weird buzzing noise and I thought it was one of the computers, but it was just from the game. Ah, she made a new entry. The things this Prothean must have seen. If they had the technology to preserve someone for over 50,000 years, no wonder they were capable of building things like the device on Mars. I must give him the time to get his bearings, but Goddess, when will we get another chance to learn so much about their civilization? Notes on Prothean. Yeah, she really is fangirling really hard.
A Prothean. A living, breathing Prothean right below me.
He's not what I expected.
Me neither. He was a little cold when I tried to talk. I understand the shock of waking up again. His species gone. But a Prothean shepherd. There's so much he could tell us.
Okay, I'll let you sleep on that. Give you some alone time with that thought. What's up there? Garrus used to be there, but I don't know where he is right now. The eye core is in here. Does Edie have like a body or something now? Like, that's random. A question for another day, I guess.
Just reviewing some charts.
Okie dokie. Let's see who's in here, if anyone. Nobody's in here. There's a rifle. Also, I must say, sniper rifles feel really weak in this game. They're definitely not as good as they were in previous games. Either that or they just weren't good against Cerberus soldiers. This gun that I had on me, where is it? Oh wait, I can't check here. That's kind of silly. If I could go to my loadout, which should be on one of these floors. I'll talk to everyone first. Already been here. Lastly is Shuttle Bay. Oh my god. Robo Doggo. I don't remember your name. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally kept this on me. I think that would be better than maybe the heavy pistol. I'll remove that. No. Oh, okay. Snipers do get better with modifications. You can also upgrade them on that terminal in Shuttle Bay. Okay. Oh, thanks for that. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Oh, there you go. Increases damage by 5%, increases perception by 25%, enhancing aim for a brief time, biometric sensors and auto-targeting software adjust to the user's pulse and breath rate, assisting aim. Sweet. Oh, I don't really need power recharge, do I? Maybe I'll get rid of both of these. Yep. Perfect. There we go.
Doesn't hurt to go over the weapon roster one more time.
Oh, nice. I did not know there were these. Improved weapon damage, ammo capacity, and weight. Yeah. Only 3,000, sure. Oh, this is what you meant by the terminal. Let's just buff it out. Well, I mean, I already like this weapon. I may as well stick with it. Alright. Oh. Alright. Oop.
Hey again. What's up?
Okay, I can actually talk to him properly now.
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
Alrighty then.
You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle. Retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yep. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
Okay.
What's with you and the nicknames?
It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So, I just give them a new one.
Right. I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other.
Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'll go to his head.
Alright.
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
Short and sweet. Guess that's everyone I need to talk to, really.
Those unread messages at your private terminal, Commander.
Why, thank you.
For what it's worth, our new crew member doesn't need a translator himself, but he shared a Prothean language tutorial program. It was apparently designed for servant races being inducted into the Empire. Charming cultural clue.
Okay. More emails from Anime News Network. Alliance officials confirm a local resistance movement has successfully pushed Cerberus forces off Eden Prime. That's nice. I'm glad they managed to do that. Cerberus attacked Eden Prime for reasons that remain unclear and set up facilities to occupy the colony. But after constant attacks from a united populace, Cerberus troops retreated. Alliance officials are sending in evacuation transports now to get colonists off-world before Reaper forces reach the colony. We owe this victory to the Alliance, Resistance leader Edward Krabs said in a prepared statement. The people of Eden Prime have always been ready to fight, but Alliance intel gave us the tools we needed to push those Cerberus bastards off our planet. Okay.
You see the Citadel when we were there on leave? You'd never know there was a war on.
Okay, Alright, I might give one more mission a try. And then I'll probably finish up after that one. A Volus diplomat needs a Prothean obelisk, recover it from the Shrike Abyssal and deliver it to him at the Citadel Embassy. But first I'm just going to stand up real quick and just have a bit of a stretch. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. I guess I'll just work my way up the list. Maybe just these two, and then I'll do this one last. So let's recover it from the Shrike Abyssal. I got no idea where that is, but let's have a quick look. Leave orbit. Okay. Let's enter Zion's orbit. War asset acquired, Prothean data files. Okay. Nice. Doesn't seem like there's anything left here. Let's go somewhere else. That's the Rescue Trurin Primarch. Cerberus Lab. Alright. Alright, chat. I think I'm missing something, but what the heck is this? Please help me. Is this a, like, something I'm supposed to scan? I might just do this one first since I know where that is. And if I find it on the way, then that'll be good. I've never played Mass Effect 3 before. Okay. No worries. Hopefully it's not spoiling this too much if you were interested. I'm still very early in the game though, so... yeah, hopefully... it isn't too bad. I don't plan to play Mass Effect 3, no worries. Alrighty. If you don't mind me asking, is there any reason... okay, for me, Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2, fair enough. I'm guessing just not that interested in Mass Effect 3.
Signal confirmed.
The Reapers are onto me. Okay, let's start the scanner. Javelin missile launchers, okay. Not a fan of how they wrote the story to the ground, fair enough. I have not heard good things about this game, but I'll keep an open mind. I'll try to keep an open mind, I should say. Oh wait. Okay, so you can go to like different systems in the clusters, okay. I'll just go over here. Gameplay and multiplayer is good, story, nope. Yeah, so far I do quite like the gameplay. A lot more, well, it feels like there's a bit more customization. And I wish I was using a normal mouse because it's really hard to aim with this trackball I have now. My previous trackball was pretty good, but yeah, this one is a little bit cumbersome to use. I might see if I can find like a lighter ball. Maybe I'll try scanning this.
I found something.
Hey. Credits recovered. I can't select him just yet, it seems. I guess it's just you two. Actually, I might change your armor just because that armor looks kind of funny on you. I'll just give you a default one. Alright, that should be okay. And let's give him some fitness. Actually, now let's improve the cloak. I'll do this one. I need more damage. I'll just leave that alone for now.
Commander, I've got a hail from Admiral Hackett.
Put him through, Lieutenant.
Shepard, we've uncovered a secret Cerberus lab, function unknown. We sent in a recon team, but they were forced to pull out before they got very far.
Any other intel?
We think they're using the facility to warehouse and study Reaper tech. We've been wondering how Cerberus is connected to the Reapers, and this might give us some answers.
We're on it.
Find out what Cerberus is doing and get me any Reaper tech samples you can, Commander. Hack it out.
Okay.
On my way.
I guess we're just stealing their stuff now. I guess we really were just using the... well, we were using Cerberus. I do feel a little bit bad, but oh well, it's Cerberus. Thanks for the upgrades, suckers. I'm guessing that's what I'm supposed to be grabbing. Okay. Where on earth did you come from? Okay, it does way more damage now. Okay. Oh jeez. I did not see the guy behind me. That was a failure.
On my way.
Maybe I'll go this way. Okay, I guess I'll run over here. Okay. Why do you not reload? This is Bonsai rushing him. Ow. Whoops. Oh. Enhanced scope 1. That is where I came from. Okay, I don't know what that is.
Well, that's weird looking. Guess we found it.
A lot of money just lying around. Okay, let's go in here.
Will only lead to metagel advances for Hannah. Only Cerberus would call that a failure.
I guess we can give that to someone. Alright, I'm guessing this is... Oh wait, that's it.
Got the sample.
Roger that. Meet you at the landing pad.
Do I need to grab more? I see one over there. Okay. Some credits, some grenades. Alright, that's everything, I think. Maybe? Yeah, I think that's everything.
Second sample located, Commander. Nav point updated.
Good work.
Gotcha. What are you doing, buddy? Sounds like they've got some company over there. Okay, where's this next sample? Oh, I thought that was an enemy. Wait, where did Liara go?
On it. As you
Oh, there
wish.
she is. Okay, let's get that next sample. It's not that one. I'm gonna assume it's the one over here. Yep.
It appears to be Reaper tech, but the signature.
Okay, got it.
10. Second sample secure. Heading back to you now.
Negative, Commander. Pad got hot. Had to bug out. Got 3 birds on my 6. Taking fire. Scratch that. Make it 4. We'll rendezvous when I can. Out.
We just need to hold out until Cortez can pick us up.
Nothing like having your back to the wall.
Alrighty
Never
then.
said it would be easy.
What were they shooting at? Oh, over here. Let's do this. No, I can't see anything. Oh wait, why have I not been using this? Just shooting him in the crotch.
Stay focused. This isn't over yet.
I could do this all day.
That's good to hear, buddy. What was this guy doing? Okay, I missed that. He's actually just clipping through his shield and shooting. That's not fair. Okay, it's F to melee.
Cortez, do you copy? What's your status?
Engaging multiple targets. Time for some
Lieutenant!
Last stand, Commander?
Just stay focused and keep at it.
Oh, there he is. I'm just going to throw one of these out there. Okay, maybe not. Crap. Missed that one too.
Cortez, do you copy?
I hope he's still alive.
He'll make it. Let's just keep the landing pad clear.
Damn it. Got him. Okay, that guy just ran past me. There is a lot of them. Maybe I can, like, chuck a grenade. Okay, that went really far.
Commander had to go dark side to shake him. Coming in hot. Be ready.
Heading for extraction point now.
Okay.
We're at the extraction point. Ready for pickup.
Okay, that does a lot of damage too. There we go. Oh crap. Okay. This is a little bit hairy. Alright, I'm out of here.
Commander, we've got our best engineers looking at the Reaper tech you secured from that lab.
What was Cerberus doing with it?
We don't know yet, but whatever Cerberus is up to, it can't be good. Even if we can't determine its purpose, we've disrupted their experiments.
I doubt they'll just close up shop.
Agreed. We'll keep sending strikes against the facility. Good work, Commander.
Alrighty. Not even at minimum yet. Okay, I guess it's a little bit of story time. Eden Prime is an agrarian world, producing millions of tons of food that is sold to less arable planets. The Alliance has set up supply lines from this colony to funnel excess provisions to its troops. A few researchers who studied Prothean technology on Eden Prime avoided capture by Cerberus. They forwarded copies of their work to the Alliance, hoping it can build the Prothean device found on Mars. Although its military defenses were seriously damaged by the Cerberus invasion, Eden Prime's remaining government has loaned the Alliance several Athabasca-class supply freighters. Eden Prime's colonists drove Cerberus away from their system entirely. With its shipping lanes secure, the colony is sending out as many supplies and equipment as it can spare. Excuse me. Javelin missile launchers. Developed by the Alliance, Javelin missiles release dark energy upon impact. This creates devastating space-time disruptions, magnified warp fields that strip away a target's molecular bonds. Even the strongest kinetic barriers will eventually collapse after multiple impacts from these rockets. Alliance R&D commandeered several colony factories and now produces enough Javelin missile launchers for all dreadnoughts in the Allied fleet. My god. These Prothean discs were found years ago on Eden Prime, recovered a few months before the discovery of the Prothean beacon in 2183. For years, the data on the discs was incomprehensible until the device's blueprints provided the key to understanding the equations. Locked inside the discs were theories on dark matter meant to be used with the device's main power source. And also, welcome, Last X. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you've been doing well. How are you? And how have you been finding Bloodborne? As the elusive man's methods become more extreme, skilled operatives abandon Cerberus. They have offered to help stop the Reapers any way they can. Also, just if you are worried about spoilers, I should probably mention that, yeah, this is Mass Effect 3, and there will be spoilers for Mass Effect 1 and 2. And obviously for 3 as well, if you're interested in playing this at some point. I'm good, how are you? That's good to hear, man. I'm doing alright. Just a little bit tired right now, so after I read through a bunch of these, I'll probably end the stream. Bloodborne's amazing, isn't it? It's easily my favorite PS4 game, and God, it's great. I'm really glad you're enjoying it, man. Okay, data liberated from a Cerberus research lab includes reports on the composition and strengths of various Reaper units. Alliance scientists are fact-checking the information, but it appears to be genuine. So Alliance military VIs can use it to strategize against the Reaper's ground forces. I think I'm liking it more than Elden Ring. Okay. Nice, nice. That's also good to hear, because I hear Elden Ring is great. Not much to add on to that, because I haven't actually looked too much into it. That's really good to hear. Okie dokie. It's good, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the open world. I prefer more tight design of the other FromSoft games. Fair enough. I understand that. I understand that point of view. Personally, I do like, I guess games that are more instanced. Like you have a level and a boss and such. I didn't actually get into open world games until like fairly recently, actually. When I first played Dragon's Dogma. I think that opened my eyes to open world games.
You see defeat from Halp? It's brutal. I'm amazed the Turians are holding.
The birds don't quit when things get ugly. I'll give them that.
Oh, that's a bit rude. Guessing over here. Well, I hope you continue to enjoy Bloodborne.
Commander, you may want to check in on shuttle pilot Cortez down in the armory.
Oh, jeez. I'll go talk to Cortez. Open world is nice if it fits the game, but I don't like the recent trend of making everything open world for the sake of it. Yeah, I agree with that. If the open world feels like an actual world to, like, you know, run around and explore, like find secrets and stuff, that's usually when I like it. I'm looking forward to playing Elden Ring though. It does look really nice. It looks like a huge game. Down in engineering is where is that? Oh no, he's not in engineering, he's in Shuttle Bay.
Don't you dare. They're everywhere. You just get taken too. I can't just sit here doing nothing. Stay with me. Run. Get out of there. You can make it. No, I can't, Steve. But you can. Promise me. I love you. But I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Okay.
I love you, but I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Commander. Sorry. Didn't see you there. This is a recording from Ferris Fields. Months ago. I lost a lot of friends that day. I lost my husband. I grieved. Said goodbye, made my peace.
You watched him get taken?
You were talking to him when the collectors hit?
I was organizing construction at a remote station a few clicks south of the main colony. Robert managed to get outside of the field the collectors put up. Instead of running, he called me.
I'll be nice to him.
I'm sorry for your loss. He obviously cared a lot about you.
He was afraid I wouldn't let go. But for him, I moved on. Or at least I thought I had. Then the invasion hits, there's no time. And the one thing I grab is this. I mean, what's the point of moving on with your life when everything is going to hell?
Start thinking that way and we've already lost.
Yeah, you're right, but... well, to be honest, I've never felt as alone as I do right now.
I am going to bet that this is not as bad as as it looks here, because the dialogue's always different. Yeah, it's really good. Just don't get too hung up on exploring everything 100% the first time, though. I got really burned out from that. Yeah, I tend to do that, so that might happen to me too. But I'll keep that in mind. And yeah, I have seen how huge the game is. People like sink, you know, hundreds of hours into it. It's quite the insane game. Shepard's eyes look a bit scary. I was about to say, he looks really pissed off. I don't know why he looked so pissed off, but he just looked like he was not having a good time.
We all die alone. In the end, you're defined by what you've done.
Yeah, you're right. But don't worry, Commander. When I'm in that pilot seat, I'm there 100%. I won't fail you. It's just the downtime between missions that's hard, you know?
You can handle it.
Well, that's a really good reminder. Remember to give yourself some downtime between very busy periods, because sometimes your brain has a way of like not catching up on processing everything, and sometimes it is much needed, whether you do realize it or not. Hey, Normandy SR1. What else is back here? What are you guys doing? It's floating on my ship. Literally nothing I can do. I just felt like saying that. Oh, we can talk to the dog.
Hey there.
Oh, he likes me. I could never play Mass Effect. I hate it when they don't show me the full dialogue in RPGs. Yeah, that's a bit of a, yeah. Do you mean like the full dialogue on the selection or the full dialogue altogether? And in Fallout 4 as well. Yeah, that's fair enough. I actually haven't played, like, I'm not a big fan of like Skyrim, well not Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls and like the Fallout games. I guess Bethesda in general. I've been like trying to get into them over the years, but I think the only game I really got into was New Vegas. Like way back when it released. On the selection. Yeah, that's fair enough. I find the dialogue and the selection does add a little bit of fun to the dialogue. Get a bit of a surprise.
I hope I didn't leave you hanging too long on that last Cerberus raid.
I'm just glad we made it out in one piece.
No, I think you're
It's been a
fine.
while since I've seen a dogfight like that. Really missed my trident. ACM isn't really the Kodiak strong suit.
Okie dokie. Okay, I think I'll finish up there. I'll just go back to the Combat Information Center, just because I usually always finish up here. Maybe I'll check my mail first.
Commander?
Seems like there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. I'll just let his head eclipse the light. Fair enough. New Vegas is probably the best Elder Scrolls Fallout I played too. Yeah, it did. I actually like enjoyed playing through that. Usually with like the Elder Scrolls and other Fallout games, I just get really bored in the first, I don't know, 2 hours or so. Something just feels flat. But yeah, I've been like trying to get mods working and such, especially since I upgraded my PC like 2 years ago. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this stream for today. The next stream will likely be on Friday. I do want to see if I can get through all of the Resident Evil like remakes. So 1, 0, 2 and 3 over the weekend leading up to Halloween. Just an excuse really to play through some of my backlog. But yeah, that's all for today. To everyone that stopped by, thank you all so much for coming to hang out. It's been real fun, as always, and I hope you all have a lovely night. And if you're on the other side of the world, I hope you have a fantastic day. And I wish you all the best on the week ahead. What I'm gonna do... I actually don't have raids enabled on my stream right now, just because I felt like I might not end up raiding people. But it looks like there are a lot of people online right now, so maybe we'll send a raid somewhere. Mods are dangerous. I have like 700 hours in Skyrim. Jesus. That's a lot of hours. And thank you. Thank you for stopping by Last Eggs. It's been a real pleasure chatting with you. And I hope to catch one of your Bloodborne streams again soon. I might send you guys over to Belly Jelly stream. Looks like they're sculpting something, so they tend to have a pretty good taste in music, so yeah, I'll throw you guys their way and I'll head to sleep. So yeah, once again, thank you all so much for stopping by. Take it easy, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay. I guess I'll just update on Twitter if anything comes up for the stream, and yeah, I'll update the schedule and everything on Twitch at least. So, yeah. See you guys around. And see you Last X. And take care, everyone. Bye-bye.